Hello and welcome to another Happily Letter After tutorial. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're not working on the iPad today or doing traditional lettering on pen and paper. I like to experiment with new things and I like to try doing different types of media and incorporating my lettering and artwork into it. And I like to teach that as well. So today I'm going to teach you how to do foil lettering on leather and specifically Bible covers. So most leather Bible covers that you get are going to be leathersoft, which is it's mix of leather, like genuine leather and man-made materials, but it's still like a nice leather quality. And obviously you can do lettering on this. As you can see, this is my Bible that I have done recently. And for this project, what you're going to need obviously is leather or a Bible cover. You can do pieces of leather if you want to do like a keychain or something. You're going to need some heat transferable foil. So if you Amazon or Google heat transfer foil, you'll come up with some. This is a roll I got on Amazon. I think it was like $15 maybe. You're gonna need some tape. You could use Scotch tape, masking tape, any kind of tape as long as it doesn't tear your foil afterwards. You don't want it to be permanent, so no duct tape or anything like that. A pencil is it's optional, but I definitely recommend a pencil. I will leave links to foil and also these pens. These pens are awesome. This is a foil quill. Oh, sorry, let me put it in there. Foil quill pen, and this is by what is that brand? Sorry, I'm trying to think of the name. I'm drawing a blank, but I will leave a link to it. This is what the packaging looks like. It comes with a roll of foil already for you if you like gold. I like silver. I prefer silver, so I bought silver. None of the kits come with silver, so they all come with the gold. Oh, We Are Memory Keepers, sorry. That's the brand, We Are Memory Keepers. And I got this on Amazon, and it was, I think, a little under $25. I have two different pens that I bought. So this is the first one I bought, and it is the regular standard tip. So it actually is one I used for my name, so it's thicker. And then for all these thin pieces, I wanted to do illustration, so I bought the fine tip pen. And so this one is nice for doing smaller pieces. And we're only going to be, for the project that I'm doing, we're only going to be using the fine tip pen, but it depends on what your project is, how big your lettering is. If you're doing small lettering that's close together, I do not recommend using the regular tip because it will, I guess you could call it a bleed. On here you can see that it got a little bit in the V, the Z, the O, the S, and like right here in the little curly cues that I have for my flourishes. So actually I was able to fix it, and what I did is after I peeled off my foil, I was able to go back in with my pen, and on the leather itself I just kind of colored in those areas and it melted it away. So it's not perfect because you can see a little bit of the dark spots, but this is my Bible, so I don't really care as much. But if you're going to do this for a gift for somebody or you're selling this, I definitely recommend watching out for that, unless they don't mind, of course. So this is a really neat thing to have in your arsenal of things you can do. So I wanted to teach you how to do this, and I've seen other tutorials on how you can do foil embossing, and it's expensive. You get like the wood burning tools, but I actually tried a wood burning tool that I bought from I think it was Hobby Lobby, and it's too hot and it melts the foil, so it doesn't transfer as nicely. Okay, so let's get into our project. I recommend that if you're your first time doing this, that you get a scrap piece of leather. If you have any scrap, like my husband works on leather stuff all the time, so I have like a scrap piece that I've been like experimenting on. And actually, I actually got the There is a cordless version. This is the corded version, as you can see. That's why I have it. This is why today we're on a different table than I normally do for my tutorials, because this table has a USB outlet right here on the side, and so I have it plugged in. You have to keep it plugged in when you use it, or you can use a battery pack. I do recommend plugging it into an actual USB source though, because if you use a battery pack, it's not always strong enough, and the battery doesn't last as long. I feel like the battery is not as strong as when you plug it in, and so it doesn't, I feel like it doesn't get as hot. You want it to sit for about 5 minutes, which I've had it for way over that now, but because I had it plugged in before this I started filming. But I do recommend, wait at least 5 minutes, because you want it to be hot enough, otherwise it's not going to transfer right. But you can go back over. I had some spots I would slowly peel, and it's like, oh no, I need to get that back in there. So I went back and I did it again. So let me show you the Bible cover that, so I have, and I'm sorry for the shaking, my camera mount is not the best, and this table is not the sturdiest. Okay, so this is my Bible that, well, my husband and I, we have a couples devotional Bible that we bought with some wedding money that we got when we got married. And so we had it stamped. So we had foil stamping done at the store, at the Christian bookstore we went to. And so I bought the same Bible for my sister for her wedding. And so I'm going to do her name on it, her and her husband's name on it. And I wanted to, practice, because this is the same exact Bible. So I practiced. So I did some doodles because, it's my Bible. So I don't mind experimenting and seeing better days. My cat got to it a little bit. This is with the regular sized pen. And so this is that regular tip, the standard tip. And so it's too thick. See, it was too thick and it got into these areas. And if I go back in here, I can kind of melt, see, like it's melting away right there. You could see that it melts away some of those details. See that? It just melts it away. So now it's back to how I want it to be. So it's not, you can fix it that way. It's a odd, quick fix, but it's something you can do. And I experimented down here just to make sure, because this isn't, I don't think this is leather. I'm not sure what this is. But this is like almost like a fabric. But I had another Bible that I had that had this material, and they were able to do the stamping on it for me, and it was this material. So I tried it. It didn't get all of it, but it did get enough where it's like, oh, okay, cool. I also, and I don't know, it could be age. So I would watch out if you have an older Bible. It may not transfer as well. I don't know if it has anything to do with it. I'm honestly not sure, but I know this one's older. We've had it for about 6 years now. But I tried to do the binding and it didn't really come out. It kind of got a weird outline, but it's very deep in there. It's hard to see it, but it's very deep inside there, and I kind of like that. It's a little messy looking, but you know what? It's all right. So let's get started. Again, I apologize for shaking. So I have this Bible that I just got from my sister and her fiance for their wedding. And so I actually went ahead. Now there's two ways you can do this. You can either just foil straight on without, just freehanding, or you can get some tracing paper or parchment paper and draw your design, write your design, and then put it on and do it that way, which is what I'm going to do actually. And I actually am going to separate this because I feel like I'm going to do it a little bit higher. Maybe, you know what? I'm going to do it higher up. I think I was originally going to do like their names here and then their last name here, but I think I'm going to do it higher up and I'm going to do it over here. So this is nice because with the tracing paper, it's nice because you can see. And then the love came on this. This was here. This is how it is when you buy it. So I didn't do that and I didn't have it done. It was just, that's like that. So I think I like this. I think I'm going to put it over here. And I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to have it over here on the side. And so I'm actually going to get my scissors. Another thing, if you want some scissors, I'm gonna cut it down a bit so that it fits a little bit better on my cover. So, pardon me while I cut. Sorry, I'm in a cramped space. I got a tiny house and tiny areas to work with. Okay, so I have it now because we're gonna tape this so it doesn't move. And I think I might, because their last name I realize is not very centered, so I'm gonna do these separately. So I'm gonna do their first names first. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna figure out where I want it. So I think I want it here. I mean, I could do it in the middle. You know what? Maybe I will do it in the middle. I'll do it in the middle. I'm just kind of eyeballing it, so that looks about right. And then I'm gonna grab my foil, and I'm going to cut off about as much as I need. This stuff doesn't cut as easily as I would hope. Either that or it's just my scissors are really dull. But sometimes it takes a little effort and it gets a little frayed on the end, but that's okay. So first things first, so I want it here, so I'm gonna tape down my foil. And you don't need a lot, just a little tiny bit on the ends. And make sure you get it as close to the end as you can, and you want to stretch it pretty tight across. So you don't want it to be loose and flapping as you're working. You want it to be kind of tight. So, let's see. And by the time you watch this video, because I'm filming this way in advance, by the time you watch this video, my sister's wedding will have already happened probably a month or two ago, because I like to plan in advance when I do these tutorials. So it'll probably have already happened because I already have I already had tutorials lined up. So her wedding was Labor Day, so. But I have to get this gift done before I go there for the wedding. So I figured while I will multitask and I will kill two birds with one stone, get her gift done, and give you guys another new tutorial. All right, so we got that down. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna grab our pen and we're gonna trace. I go slow. I've seen people go fast, but I do really prefer to go slow with this because I wanna make sure it's, you know, it's on there. And just be careful because it does get kind of hot. So believe it or not, this does get kind of warm. So it's not the most comfortable to hold sometimes. So just going very, 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 very slowly tracing this. And sometimes I go back down. Now with this fine tip, I've noticed that it does cut through your tracing paper a bit. And that's okay, because I don't know about you, but I'm not using this again, so it's okay. Whatever happens to it, happens to it. I'm fine with that. But you want to make sure that you take your time and that you get it all done, you know, because you want it to get all on there. Now I realize that I have some of the tape right here, so I'm hoping that it transfers okay with that tape being there. It should. It shouldn't have any reason why it doesn't. But if there's any issues, we can always go back over it. Now, I have not really tried too much with the faux calligraphy. If you're not familiar with faux calligraphy, I highly recommend before you do this tutorial that you actually go back and watch my basic lettering videos that I have. I teach how to do hand lettering, and I have a video on how to do faux calligraphy, which is you know, where your downstrokes are thick and your upstrokes are thin. So if you're using just a regular pencil or pen, I teach you how to do that to make it fake if you don't have a brush pen. And so if you're interested in doing that on this, you totally can. You would what I recommend doing is that you draw it out and you color it in. You know, you draw out your thick areas and you color it in so that you have those areas. So I realized I had started talking about it and I didn't finish talking about it. I had bought the cordless version of this at first, and it's almost double the price as this pen. And I figured, oh, that'll probably be even better. And it's cordless, it's battery operated, so I could take it with me anywhere and it'll work so much better. No, I do not recommend it. I highly, highly do not recommend it. Not for projects on leather anyway. I've seen tutorials where it works really well on paper, but I do not recommend doing it on leather because I've tried and it does not get hot enough. And I feel like the quality's not as good for this. I had trouble with mine, and it could be that mine was just wonky to begin with, but my batteries shifted in there a lot, even though it was as tight as I could get it, and it was brand new too. But the light that it turns on, there's a light on here, just like you can see on mine. There's a light that shows that it's on, and that light kept going out, and so it didn't get hot enough, and it was having issues. The nice thing about these pens is that you can work on pretty much any material. You can work on leather, you can work on paper. I've seen where they do it on wood. You can do it on so many different things. And apparently like a fabric like this Bible cover is like a fabric-y cover. So yes, it does work on there. And it's truly awesome the things you can do. But yes, I'm all about teaching you guys new things so that you can use it to better your art, better your portfolio. And you can sell this stuff, giving you ideas for selling, because I don't think that many people do this actually. All right, it's time for the reveal. Let's see how it did. We might need to go back over it, which is all right. Let's see how it did. Ah, look at that. It's awesome. I just love it. It's so pretty, so pretty. I'm absolutely loving doing these. I think I might go over that end just one more time. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I love it. All right, now I accidentally got a little bit right here, so I'm just gonna burn that away. And if you do it gently, like if you try to go as gently as you can, sometimes it won't burn the leather as much. Just want to get in these little tiny areas. Sorry if you hear my dog out there. He's outside probably chasing one of the cats. Who knows? He's very nearsighted, so he can't see anything, so he barks at everything. Inanimate objects, anything. Okay, so let's do Avarello. So I'm gonna do it right here. And I made their last name a little bit bigger on purpose because it's their last name. It looks a little shaky, but it's all right. It's hand done, so hand done is all right. All right, so that looks good. All right, so I'm going to get my foil, and again, I'm going to cut it. I like to try to measure it a little bit to see where I need to cut. So I'll show you on the video this time. I kind of like pull it when I do it because it doesn't always cut right. I might need to sharpen my scissors. I don't know. But it is kind of an unusual material, you know, like my my scissors are like, what is that? All right, see how easy this is though, guys? This is super easy, super, super easy. So, and it's fairly quick. It took me, I'm not gonna lie, it took probably, about an hour to just transfer my drawing on my Bible cover, that first one I showed you with the roses. I drew that. It took me a long time to draw it. I don't remember how long. I didn't actually time that, how long it took to draw it. But it took a very long time to transfer, about an hour. But that's because it was very detailed and it was a lot. You know, it wasn't just lettering, it was also illustration too. So it took me even longer because of how much was involved. So the more you have involved on it, the longer it's going to take you. So keep that in mind. You know, it's a nice thing to do while you're watching a movie or something. Actually, I think I was watching Disney Plus or something. Actually, I was. I can't remember what I was watching, but yeah, I was watching Disney Plus while I was doing that. So Disney movies are always nice to watch. All right. So Avarillo is next. I'm so excited that my sister let me do a bunch of stuff for her wedding. She let me do signs for her wedding, the invitations for her wedding, save the dates. I did the flowers for her wedding. She doesn't know about this. Well, she will by the time you see this video because I will have given this to her. But this was a last minute gift I decided to get her and do for her. Now, I'm actually fairly new to doing this foil lettering. And I was originally going to have that stamping done, but then I saw a video on somebody doing this, but they did it with, like I said, they did it with the wood burning tool, and I'm like, there's gotta be a cheaper way. I'm all about saving money too. Like, if I don't need to spend $100 on a wood burning tool that has like the different heat sensors on it, because that one, the one that they used was one where you can change the temperature on it, and that's what you would want for this. You would want a specific temperature because you don't want it to get too hot. But I thought, you know, there's got to be something, so I did some searching and I found these pens, and so I absolutely fell in love with it, and I get so excited. I can't wait to share with you guys all the new things I learn. So I had to share it with you guys, and I hope you guys love this as much as I do, because this is so much fun. And it's so rewarding to be able to do this stuff yourself, be able to customize gifts for people is just amazing. And then they're like, how did you do that? Like, it just seems impossible, you know? Like, it doesn't seem like you should be able to do this, but you can say, oh, no, I got my ways. I'm magic, you know? All right. There we go. So again, it might look a little shaky, and that's fine. It's just you can clean it up. It's fine. But it's because it's hand done. And, you know, I find that a lot of people actually prefer that anyway, because they like when it looks like it was handmade, because it makes it more special, more unique, instead of it being factory done or whatever. Now, another thing, if you have a Cricut machine or a Silhouette or one of those machines, they do have the pens that are made for that. This will not be able to go into one of those, but they have a kit, and they can go in there in your Cricut or whatever, and it will, you put your design in, like you can make something on Procreate and then have it go through, and it is so cool. It really is, guys. I love it. I do not have that. So eventually, hopefully for Christmas, hinting at my husband a lot for that. Hopefully for Christmas, he'll get me one of those, and then I can show you guys some stuff there. And it'll be probably a lot more professional looking than this, but there's something about freehanding that I really love. Okay, so my sister loves fall, and so that's why she wanted a fall themed wedding, and her wedding is Labor Day, closest thing she could get to a fall wedding. She tried. So I am going to do a few leaves, and I'm not going to let this stuff go to waste. I'm going to use what I have here from their names, and I'm going to freehand on the foil. Now, if you don't feel comfortable, again, if you don't feel comfortable just freehand drawing, then I suggest you get a piece of tracing paper and just trace after you draw your design on the paper. And you can erase as many times as you want and get it right before you do it. But see, look at that. Look at that. Perfect. Just gonna clean it up just a little bit. I love that you can go back and clean it up just slightly. That's a really neat trick that I just kind of discovered, you know. It's just, this process is just a ton of fun, and there's just endless possibilities, endless things that you can make and design for people. I was actually supposed to be doing a Bible cover for a baby shower, and I probably will be still doing that. I have not heard back from the person who wanted me to, but if I get it before I post this video, it will be in the email if you're an email subscriber. That's another thing. While we're doing this, while we're drawing together on our leather, if you are not an email subscriber, I highly recommend that you do it. I give you guys freebies every once in a while. I have tutorial. I'll tell you about when new tutorials are coming, so you'll be the first to know about new tutorials, and you will get freebies, exclusive freebies that you can only get if you're an email subscriber with me. So it's pretty awesome. I don't bombard your inbox all the time. It's only once a month, just like my YouTube channel here. So if you are, and if you're not a subscriber on my YouTube channel, I highly recommend you do that too, so you can be the first one to know about new tutorials here as well. And like me, please hit the like button, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It really does help us artists out when you guys do that. Support your local artists. Support artists. We need it. We need the support. All right, I don't want it to look too symmetrical, so I'm trying to make it look as different as possible. So and if I was really good at freehanding a maple leaf, I would, but there's so many points and stuff involved that or maple leaf, is it the maple leaf? I think it's maple leaf. I think it's the oak leaf. Yeah, it's the oak leaf. The maple leaf has so many points to it. I do not feel confident, especially with these little pens. I feel like I would totally mess up. All right, I'm gonna use the Avarello one now too, and I'm gonna just do, I think I'll do one more leaf, because like I said, I don't want it to look symmetrical. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do, I really like the oak leaf. It's my favorite. It's super easy, and I think I have a tutorial on this. If not, I will make one definitely on how to draw leaves, because it's super easy to do. But do whatever doodles you want. So I really do hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and that you found it helpful, and that you try something new. I'm all about trying new things, so you will see a bunch of different things that different ways you can incorporate your lettering and your art into your everyday work. But that's what I like to do, is I like to show you what things you can do, not just a traditional, but I like you to be able to branch out and do new things. So truly, I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope you give it a try, because it is so much fun to do, so rewarding. I mean, look at this. This is a very unique wedding gift that you can't buy this in a store. You can't. It's something money can't buy. It's something that's going to be treasured, and it's fun. You get to do this for somebody, and they're going to love it and treasure it. So I highly recommend doing it. And if you do follow this tutorial and you do your own foil lettering on leather, or if you're doing it on paper, because you can do this on paper too. Same basic principle. I would love to see what you do. So please share with me on Instagram, tag me at blackrose613, and use our tag at Wonder Wednesday, or sorry, the hashtag Wonder Wednesday projects, so that I can like it and comment on it. Until next time, have fun, guys. Stay creative.